Hey, this is Dave Negri with Contractor Secret Weapon, and thanks for everyone showing up today to listen to this. And today I have um, Naresh Vissa, and he is the founder and CEO of Kirsch Media and Marketing, a full-service online digital media and marketing business consulting agency. And they provide solutions, utilize strategies to streamline sales and branding process, and he's worked with leading publishers, media firms, institutions such as CNN Radio, J.P. Morgan Chase, Everbank, the Institute of Energy Research, Houston Rockets, Houston Astros, American Junior Golf Association, Agora Publishing, and Stansberry Research. And today we're going to talk about his book, The 50 Shades of Marketing, Whip Your Business into Shape and Dominate Your Competition, which I think everybody really would love to do. So, Naresh, thanks so much for being with us, and I really appreciate you coming back and talking with us about your book.
Dave, it's a pleasure to be on. I can't wait to get started on this discussion. A lot of interesting things.
Yeah, I know that you are really big into the media marketing, and I know that digital is here to stay. But one of the first chapter in your book is why direct marketing is the only marketing you need to know. So can you expound on that? Because I know it covers a wide realm of everything, doesn't it?
Yes. So to me, you read my bio earlier, and I got a lot of great experience from some of the best direct response marketing companies in the world. And I named chapter 1 of my book, 50 Shades of Marketing, Whip Your Business into Shape and Dominate Your Competition. Chapter 1 is called Why Direct Marketing is the Only Marketing You Need to Know. Because at the end of the day, direct marketing has the greatest ROI. Now, what is direct marketing? Direct marketing simply means that a business directly connects with a consumer, not necessarily their customer, but a consumer. The problem with a lot of marketing, and people are kind of brainwashed into thinking, the problem with a lot of marketing is you don't really know who you're marketing to. You are marketing, but you don't know if there's going to be a return on that marketing. With direct marketing, you can carefully plan out campaigns so that you directly reach a consumer. So how you reach that consumer is up to the person running the campaign, up to the business owner. Historically, marketers have used channels like snail mail, coupons, telemarketing, etc. Now today, the best form of direct marketing, you can still use direct snail mail, but you can also do email marketing, which is the most effective way to directly market. And then there's also content marketing, like running a website, or not even a website, but a blog or a podcast. These channels directly connect with consumers. To give you an example, Dave, of something that doesn't work or that isn't effective, let's say you advertise on a mainstream media network like CNN. So you advertise on CNN. The problem with advertising on a CNN in between or during commercial breaks is you have no idea who you are reaching. So what I mean by that is, yes, CNN's going to air the commercials, but anybody and everybody could be watching that commercial. You have no clue what their demographic is. You have no clue what age they are. There's a good chance they might be politically liberal, but unless that's your business, it's really not a viable, efficient way to market, because you're not directly reaching your audience base. Whereas if you were, let's say you're a company that sells auto parts, if you go to a website or you rent an email list of a bunch of car lovers or small business automotive owners, now you can directly market to these people and reach your target customer. So that's what directly marketing is. Really, it's more about getting rid of the bad marketing, like just blindly advertising on CNN, or even a lot of the social media marketing, just posting things on Facebook and posting things on Twitter, you're not directly reaching a consumer. And as a result, this is not the 90s anymore. We can now track. We can track how many clicks we get, how many impressions we make on really any advertising campaign.
I know it gets amazing. It's not, and let's go to like some of us old guys. It used to refer to as shotgun marketing.
Yes. So
And
again,
yeah,
shotgun marketing, it's not a bad strategy, but the problem is when you have to pay dollars for this shotgun approach,
yeah, it gets expensive.
then it gets very expensive and it becomes inefficient. So again, nobody has an unlimited marketing budget, and you really need to do what worked. Direct marketing works.
And and like you said just a minute ago about tracking, it's amazing. I had done a Facebook ad, and then I went in to find out who was opting into my landing page, and it was amazing that it was people. I was thinking it was going to be younger, like 30 to 35, 40, 45 business owners, and it was actually 45 to 60.
Yeah.
And that was on Facebook, and I'm going, this is a unique demographic that I hadn't even thought about.
Yep, exactly. And Facebook is really good for directly marketing because Facebook, the company, anytime somebody creates a profile, anything that they write on their status or their profile or their birth date, Facebook is basically creating a spreadsheet with all that information. And now I believe they have something like 2.5 billion users
Wow.
worldwide. I believe that's what the number is.
Yeah.
But anyway, they got a lot of people using their platform, which means they have a lot of data on these people too, which they can sell. Well, not sell the data, but the data allows advertisers like you and me
Mm-hmm.
to go on and target specific niches within these 2 billion people. So if we're looking for people between the ages of 45 to 60, easy. Just go on Facebook and we can directly find those people and advertise to them.
Wow. So in today's, let's say, because most of our audience is contractors and stuff. What is I'm going to say the most viable way to get in front of your specific customer in the digital world? Would you say?
Well, that's a pretty loaded question because
I just shot a
yeah,
shotgun, right?
yep, you just hit a shotgun. But let me draw it down a little.
Okay, super.
Okay, so a couple of things. Of course, the easy answer to that question is you said you have a bunch of contractors, for example, who listen to your show. So if you want to grow your audience or get, contracting clients or whatever it might be, the way you would go about it is you reach out to that specific market. You find other podcasts that podcast about, even your competitors,
Sure.
and who podcast about contracting, and you reach out to them and you say, hey, I've got a podcast of X amount of listeners, very similar to your podcast. How about you come on my show, you're a guest on my show, you promote your show, and then I get to come on your show, be a guest on your show, and I can promote my show. And now what you're doing is commingling audiences, and you get to market directly to people who already have an interest in your topic,
Right.
or in your niche. So anyway, that's just an example. The same is applicable to blogs. There are many different contracting blogs out there. So whatever your niche is, find like the leading publications. I mean, if you're in your niche, then you'll know like the big players in the space, but you should also know the little players in your space too. Reach out to them, get them on your podcast, interview them, get them to promote you on their sites, and then you can even advertise to them and say, I'll pay you money if you promote either my company or my services and rent out their email lists. Or really, that's the best thing you can do because it's directly reaching their list of loyal followers and subscribers. So That's another example of how you can go about directly marketing to a niche like the independent contracting space.
Okay, what about like homeowners? Because you know that would
Yeah,
be basically the same thing. Is find out who your actual target is, and then figure out from there how you want to approach them.
absolutely. So you would do the same thing. So you can go on iTunes, type in homeowner, see if there are any podcasts that deal directly with home ownership, reach out to the folks there. And then when it comes to advertising your services, find the blogs or websites that deal with home ownership and contact those folks. Bring them on, the founders, publishers, CEOs, bring them on your show, give them some publicity, encourage them to post your episode on their websites, send out an email blast, and then even offer to pay them money to advertise your services or your podcast to their files. So it's really applicable to any industry.
Right. So if I wanted to do something local, I would just look for people that were in the local area that did those types of things that would help, you know, promote my business or help promote their businesses altogether.
Yeah, in the local space, so
Yeah.
local is a little different. Local, you can do the same thing. It's going to be harder because you probably don't have as many
Yeah.
blogs or podcasts. But we were talking about Facebook advertising earlier. Facebook advertising is great for local because when people fill out their profile, many of them put the city that they live in, or cities that they've lived in, or cities that they work in, or even zip codes that they live in. So with Facebook advertising, you can now advertise to people who live, you can advertise to homeowners who live in your city. It's really that simple because Facebook has all that data on folks.
No, I just had this weird thought as you were talking, about the homeowners and stuff like that. Now, if let's say you were a carpet cleaner, you can go in there and basically pull out or put in people in these zip codes that had animals, huh?
Yes, you could do that as well. Now, Facebook, I'm not sure if they have data on folks who have animals because people might post pictures, for example, of their
Okay.
animal,
Yeah.
but that's not a data point. It's a picture. You can't like
Gotcha.
put a picture into. So the way the algorithm works is really stuff that people input. But if somebody likes, let's say they like a Facebook fan page of, dogs, like
Okay.
or a group, well, they have data on that. So you can target folks who are animal lovers. And so you can, go for people in your city who like animals. That is absolutely possible through Facebook.
It's amazing the things. It used to be the newspaper, and now it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, um,
Mm-hmm.
so that you can get much better result. And actually, now it's, I mean, less money. I mean, you're not wasting money. You're actually spending money for pinpointed data.
Exactly, and you're directly connecting with the customer. You're not wasting any clicks, wasting any inventory on irrelevant individuals. Dave, there's a reason why Facebook is up, I think 700% or
Oh
600%
wow!
since it IPO'd in 2012, 5 years ago. Its IPO price was about $30, and today the stock price sits at, I think it's like $140.
Wow!
So these advertisers have figured it out. It's really a gold mine for advertising.
Wow! That is awesome. What are some of the different types of marketing that you like to use um, in the digital area?
Well, I mentioned earlier, of course, Facebook marketing is
Yeah.
great for targeted, especially local marketing. It really depends on the business. So
Okay.
if you are a brick and mortar kind of retail shop, then you have to leverage review sites like Yelp, TripAdvisor. If you're a kind of older school profession, like if you're a doctor in private practice or an attorney or a CPA accountant, which is also localized,
Sure.
of course, you should use Facebook. But in addition to Yelp and getting good reviews there, you want to be on the specialized niche sites. So if you're a lawyer, you want to be on avo.com and get lots of great reviews there. You want to have good reviews on Google because Google has its own reviews. You want a Facebook fan page and have good reviews there and a lot of likes from your customers. If you're a doctor, you want to be on you certainly want to have some kind of presence on ZocDoc and other doctor review sites out there. So it really depends on the type of business. Now, of course, if my businesses are primarily digital, like e-commerce type of businesses. So we do, like I mentioned, good amount of the social media stuff, but even more than that, mostly email advertising, renting email lists, buying inventory, and you need good copywriting in order to execute these properly. Copywriting meaning writing, marketing, and sales content to sell a product. So a lot of good copywriting, a lot of affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is simply network marketing. It's getting people in your network to sell a product for you and paying them to do so. Instead of hiring salespeople, you just pay people money for the sales that they make, and it's all commission based. So you don't have to pay them retainers, you don't have to pay them salaries or healthcare. A lot of times you're just hiring other companies to sell your products, and they just get a commission. So all these different strategies I utilize, and I've had a lot of success with.
Cool. And I think, we could expand that a little into the painting contractor or the carpeting carpenters, carpet cleaning guy and a roofer and stuff like that, and use those same principles of referral marketing, or in you call it affiliate marketing.
Yeah.
And you could create your own affiliate network and have other people sell your services. So it's more than one way to skin a cat, let's say. And that's yeah.
Especially if you're just getting started in that space, in the contract, in the home contracting space. If you're just getting started, just tell, all you need is your first customer, and tell your first customer, say, hey, if you refer me to any of your friends, next time you have a problem, I'll give you 50% off. If you refer me to 2 friends, well, then you get 2 50% off coupons. Create some kind of benefit to the customer so that you can retain them, and so that they're giving you even more business. Then you might worry, oh, well, I'm going to have so many customers that I have to keep track of all these 50% off coupons and this and that. You won't have to do it. Trust me.
I know.
It's
I know. I tried a campaign once, and what I did was I gave out free services for charities. So I would give them a certificate, and it was worth X amount of dollars for first service, and I did it for free. And I'm going to get murdered, on this stuff. But I said I'm going to try it, just for the fun of it. And so the numbers were quite shocking. For all the ones that I gave out, about 30% of the people actually told me they would call and say, hey, I bought your certificate at this, charity event, and which wasn't bad, but I know that they sold them, but people never redeemed them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's really a great, inexpensive way to get the word out and have stuff done, because I picked up clients off of that, and they would have me come back every year to do another service. So it was well worth and it wasn't really free marketing, because I gave something away of value, but it was sure cheaper than paying for a shotgun approach to marketing.
Well, in your case, a couple of things. Number one, you didn't have to pay anything out of pocket,
right?
Which is a big deal. When you have to run campaigns, you have to take out a credit card, and money is actually leaving your bank account. Whereas in this case, it's an easy thing to do. You don't have to take out a credit card and write checks. You're not paying anything out of pocket. Now, if somebody does redeem the coupon, well, at least you're getting the, 30, you're still getting 70% of the business.
Sure.
And you've got a new client who will pay you full price next time, most likely.
Absolutely.
So that's the first thing. The second thing is this is why so many people get into the couponing and gift card space, because the people might pay for a certificate or a gift card, but the number or the percentage is in the majority when it comes to actual redemption. Most gift cards are just lying around, almost never used. They might even get lost. So
Yeah.
in this case, it's certainly a really, really good way to market your one services if you are in a labor intensive service. So this is even applicable to lawyers and to accountants who are putting in not manual labor, but they're putting in sweat equity
Sure.
per se. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention in your field is we talked about the importance of Yelp, being on Yelp and
Right.
having good reviews and being on, Facebook and having a fan page and having good reviews, and Google and having good reviews on Google because they have their own review site. But the other place you certainly want to be on in your industry is Craigslist. Craigslist, you will be amazed at it's actually, last I checked, it was a top 15 Alexa ranking site. So Alexa ranking meaning Alexa tracks the most visited sites in the world. And so it has a lot of people, the top two sites are, I believe, Google and YouTube, and Facebook is somewhere in the top 5. But Craigslist is in the top 15, maybe top 20.
Wow.
So it's got a ton of people searching. And if you market your services on Craigslist, again, it's free. It takes like 10 minutes to create a listing for home contracting services. And there are thousands and thousands of people who are searching for Craigslist because they need services done. And that's just another great way to market one's business. I personally, I've used Craigslist to rent places, to look at cars to buy, to look at even homes to buy, to look at other for other services as well. When it comes to plumbing or other home contracting type of jobs, Craigslist really is the go-to place.
Wow,
It's
check that out. I haven't. I for some reason never really thought about how often it's used. I'll be honest with you.
Oh yeah, all the time. And I've probably sold, I mean, it's never been a business. I know people who run Craigslist businesses where they're just always selling and reselling things through Craigslist. But I've sold thousands of dollars worth of stuff just on Craigslist. And you post a listing, whether it's a couch or it's a car, and the inquiries start coming in almost instantaneously. I remember my car, I had an issue with my car. With it. I hit it against something. So I posted on Craigslist saying, hey, I posted pictures of my car on Craigslist, and I said, this is the issue. I'm looking for someone to fix this quickly and at a low price. And I had like 20 people contact me within 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah. I had about 20 people contact me within 2 days. And then I now had to go through all these people and, ask them some simple questions. And that's just how beneficial Craigslist is. You'll be very surprised. It's actually prime for people who are looking for, home type of needs, whether it's really home contracting. I would say it's one of the top 3 most valuable needs on Craigslist. And there are other sites like Craigslist, Backpage.com, and a few others which have a lot of users as well where you can post your services.
Wow, that's amazing. Never thought about that, so I'll have to look into that more. And then probably a lot of the other guys will look into that more. I know that that's a cool resource. I know that the last time we talked, and we won't go into that story, but we taught you do a lot on research and we really talked about the market and the market cycles. And I know that 2008, 2009 for most people sucked. And I know it's like one day I was a millionaire, the next I wasn't because I had houses, and the next few months I had none. But and everyone was in that economy, and the economy has gotten better. But I know that all economies go through cycles. So and I know you do a lot of research on that. So what do you see coming up?
Yeah, Dave. So I have a couple of financial publishing businesses that I either started or acquired with different partners, and so I follow the economy pretty closely, actually very closely, and I have been for almost 10 years now since the Great Recession. And I'll say this, Dave, as you probably know, just look at the stock market, which is really an indicator of the health of an economy. The stock market has been going nothing but up for the past, really since March of 2009. It's actually pretty incredible how much it's gone up. And again, a lot of people thought, well, that was under one administration, and we have a new administration coming in, and the market's going to reset, and all sorts of things are going to happen. And that didn't happen because the economy is actually, yes, an administration. Politics has a little bit to do with an economy, but much of the economy, we're now a global economy connected with many different countries, and no one person can become president of any nation and really disrupt a global economy. So with that being said, when you've had close to 10 years, we're up to 8.5 years, or coming up on 8 years of just nothing but growth when it comes to GDP, when it comes to real estate home values, which have now, I believe the latest number I saw, the average has surpassed where we were in 2006. You're seeing all this growth, and that's why I think it's important that people take caution, because if you look at business cycles, since the Great Depression, the U.S. economy has never gone 10 straight years without a recession. That's just the way a business cycle works. The ups and downs are gonna happen in any economy, just like in any industry, and just like in anyone's life. No one's life is going to be amazing from cradle to grave, and the same thing goes for the economy. And there, we could have a completely different discussion about why this is, because of disruptions, innovations, wars, bubbles, etc. So with that being said, I would really advise people to be very cautious, because there's been so much growth, and the business cycle, really the timing tells you that within the next 2 years, there is going to be some kind of downturn. If you just take that stat of, since the Great Depression, we've never gone 10 years without a recession. So 2009 was the last one. 10 years after that would be 2019. So something almost will happen within the next 2 years. And of course, that's just looking at a chart. But if you look at the fundamentals, there are some fundamentally kind of deflationary, recessionary things in our economy, and just looking at the way people spend, where bubbles are going to burst. Sure. You see the amount of student loan debt that has piled up, year after year, the amount of these debts piling up. Of course, home ownership is always, it's for whatever reason, the country has marketed home ownership as almost a necessity to live in this country or to live the American dream. And because of that, we're going to see bubbles in real estate. I don't think they're ever going to end. So, like I mentioned, I advise people to remain cautious at this stage. 5 years ago, I'd be saying something completely different. Sure. But at this stage, proceed with caution, because if you do get into the stock market, if you do get into real estate flipping or real estate investing, know that you are paying 2006 level prices. When it comes to the stock market is at all-time highs. So you're not even paying 2006 stock prices, you're paying all-time high stock prices.
Yeah.
So proceed with caution. That's all I can say. I'd rather be safe than sorry. And the good news I mean, it's not good news, but interest rates are going up, and we've seen in 2006, we've seen in other years when interest rates go up, kind of what happens with home ownership, what happens with student loans, it's just the markets dry up a little, and then at the same time, if interest rates are going up, that also means bond rates will be going up. That means savings account rates will be going up. Certificate of deposit rates will be going up. So be prepared for that as well, and leverage, the higher rates in your favor.
Yeah, and then I'd rather be. At the last time, I wasn't aware. I mean, well, yeah, I just really wasn't paying attention, but this time I am. So, so for people who would rather pay attention than get caught with their pants down, now it's time to just, if business is great, that's awesome, but don't go buying a lot of new stuff because you might get stuck with it.
Yeah, and what I learned when in 2008, 2009, 2010, back then, I was just getting started in my career. I didn't really have a lot of money to spend around or invest in. But I knew people, and I saw people who had a lot of money who kind of saw this coming and were just sitting on the sidelines when things were going so well. They were just sitting on the sidelines, either had money in savings accounts or in real estate. Even though the real estate crashed, they had tenants who were still paying their mortgages and paying their properties. So they didn't have to feel the brunt of that depreciation. And when in 2010 and 2011, these guys just bought up, anything and they bought up S&P indices. They bought up, cheap blue chip stocks like Apple and Goldman Sachs and Microsoft. I mean, these were all trading at incredibly low prices. The Walmarts, these blue chip companies that pay high dividends. And then they just bought up real estate, properties, land. I mean, a lot of this stuff was selling for so cheap.
I know.
And today, 8 years later, they've seen appreciation, sixfold, sevenfold, eightfold, because they had cash. The people who have cash during these bad times are the ones who come out ahead.
Right.
So that's why I tell people the issue is if you get in now during these highs, and if there is a downturn, it's important to get out before it gets worse.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna live a miserable life for the next few years, because you're just gonna be praying every day that things rebound.
Yeah. Well, it takes a long time for stuff to rebound when there's no air in it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So hey, this has really been awesome. I love talking about. I like to see people get prepared. I hate to see people go and go and go, and like you said, a lot of people sat on the sidelines and watched everything deteriorate, and because they didn't know what to do, or they chose the wrong vehicle at the wrong time. So just be cautious. That's all we're saying. Is just be cautious, and if you want to save, I mean, now would be the time to start putting cash aside, knowing that in 2 and 3 years there's going to be a downturn. Take it. More millionaires are made in a downturn than not.
Absolutely. You bring up an excellent point. Some of the greatest innovation that we see today was a result of the Great Depression. If we think about the auto, the cars, there weren't any. If we think about some of the great companies that came up, some of the drink companies, some of the auto manufacturers, the tech companies, they were a result of the Great Depression. And yes, depressions, recessions, they do create a gap between the rich and the poor. But the reason why we're doing this episode is we want people to be a part of that rich side when a downturn happens. And most people, they just they go work their job, they come home, they, eat their food, go to sleep, and they don't think about these things. But today we're talking, what I'm saying today is this is not something that I say every year. It's not something that I say every day. it's a little different today because we are seeing tops in the real estate market. We are seeing
Yeah.
tops in the stock market. Could they keep going up? Absolutely, they can keep going up. But all I'm saying is, when you see the amount of high valuation, you see that the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the S&P 500 is reaching new highs on a daily basis, then don't follow the herd. The herd thinks, oh, it's just going to keep going up forever.
Yeah.
Um, in my opinion, you should have been part of this run up, 5 years ago, not today.
Yeah.
It's too late now. You might be able to make a quick buck by flipping a property or buying a stock and it goes up in a month's worth of time, but long term, it's just how business cycles work. Just like in life, we go through ups and downs personally. The markets, business cycles, they work the same way.
Yeah. This has really been an awesome talk. Hey, Naresh, how can our audience get in touch with you? Learn more about your book, learn more about your media marketing company.
The company is Krish Media and Marketing. Your listeners can go to www.krishmediamarketing.com if they are interested in getting my free newsletter on online business topics, digital business topics, marketing topics. NareshVissa.com, my first name and last name, NareshVissa.com. They can subscribe there. And the books are available on Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com, iTunes, Audible, audiobook, paperback, and Kindle versions, all available. Amazon's probably the easiest way. Just type in my name, Naresh Vissa, and you can see my different books up there.
Then I'll put links on the web page when when the audio goes up. So all those links will be there. So if you guys go to the page, it'll have everything he just talked about.
That sounds good. I appreciate it, Dave. It's been a great conversation.
Awesome. Thanks so much.